Picture this, 1919. The Chicago White Sox are one of the best teams in baseball, favored to win the World Series. But behind the scenes, a dark conspiracy is brewing, one that will change the sport forever. This is the story of the 1919 Black Sox Scandal, a tale of greed, betrayal, and the loss of innocence in America's favorite pastime. So, who were the men at the heart of this scandal? 8 members of the White Sox, including one of the greatest hitters of all time, Shoeless Joe Jackson. The others were Eddie Cicotte, Chick Gandil, Fred McMullen, Swede Risberg, Buck Weaver, Happy Felsch, and Joe Gideon. These guys were stars, but they were deeply frustrated with their owner, Charles Comiskey, who was known for being incredibly stingy. Despite their success, their salaries were shockingly low, and they had no power to negotiate. The promise of a huge payday from gamblers was just too tempting to ignore. Enter the gamblers, led by a powerful New York crime figure named Arnold Rothstein. Rothstein and his associates saw a golden opportunity. They approached the disgruntled players with a deal: throw the World Series, and they'd receive a massive $100,000 payout. That's over $1.5 million in today's money. Chick Gandil, the team's first baseman, was the initial point of contact, but soon, more players were roped into the scheme. The plan was simple, yet devastating. The players would deliberately underperform in key moments, making crucial errors, striking out, and making poor plays to ensure the Cincinnati Reds would win. The World Series began, and the fix was on. In the very first game, pitcher Eddie Cicotte hit the first batter he faced up, prearranged signal to the gamblers that the fix was in motion. The White Sox, the heavy favorites, lost that game and the next. Fans were confused. The team was making strange, uncharacteristic mistakes. How could one of the best teams in baseball suddenly play so poorly? As the series went on, the pattern of suspicious plays continued. The Reds, who were considered the underdogs, were dominating. The players involved were in constant contact with the gamblers, collecting their payouts after the losses mounted. The fix was working exactly as planned. The Cincinnati Reds ultimately won the series, 5-3, in what was then a best-of-9 format. The nation was stunned. The White Sox's loss was seen not just as an upset, but as a profound betrayal. Rumors of a fix had been swirling, and now they erupted into a full-blown public outcry. Fans felt cheated, and the very integrity of Major League Baseball was thrown into question. The sport was facing its biggest crisis ever. In response to the growing scandal, the team owners appointed a new iron-fisted commissioner, Judge Commissioner Landis. His mission was clear: clean up the game and restore public trust, no matter the cost. A grand jury investigation was launched, and the 8 players, soon to be known as the Black Sox, were put on trial. In a shocking turn of events, key evidence, including the players' signed confessions, mysteriously disappeared. Without this direct proof, the players were acquitted of all criminal charges in 1921, but their legal victory was hollow. The day after their acquittal, Commissioner Landis delivered his own verdict. He declared, regardless of the verdict of juries, no player who throws a ballgame, no player that sits in conference with a bunch of crooked players and gamblers, where the ways and means of throwing games are discussed and does not promptly tell his club about it, will ever play professional baseball. All 8 men, including Shoeless Joe Jackson and Buck Weaver, were banned from baseball for life. The ban was a seismic event in sports history. The case of Shoeless Joe Jackson is particularly tragic. He was a phenomenal player, one of the most gifted hitters the game had ever seen. He actually played well during the 1919 World Series, hitting .375, the highest on either team. Many believe he was a reluctant participant who tried to back out of the deal. Then there's Buck Weaver, who was banned simply for knowing about the fix and not reporting it, even though he never took any money and played his heart out during the series. His ban remains one of the most controversial aspects of the scandal. These lifetime bans were a clear message from Commissioner Landis. The integrity of the game was paramount, and any threat to it would be met with the harshest penalty. The Black Sox Scandal left an indelible mark on baseball and the entire world of sports. It led to the creation of a powerful commissioner's office, tasked with policing the game and protecting its integrity. The phrase "the integrity of the game" became a cornerstone of MLB policy. Scrutiny on gambling in sports intensified, with leagues establishing strict rules and monitoring systems to prevent anything like this from ever happening again. The scandal served as a harsh lesson, a cautionary tale about the corrupting influence of money and the fragility of trust between athletes and their fans. The legacy of the Black Sox still resonates today. Over a century later, the term Black Sox has become a cultural shorthand for scandal and corruption in sports, and the story of Shoeless Joe Jackson has been immortalized in books and movies. Most famously in the film Field of Dreams, where his ghost returns to play the game he loved. His portrayal as a tragic, almost mythical figure has cemented his place in American folklore. This leads to the debate that continues to this day. Should Shoeless Joe Jackson be in the Baseball Hall of Fame? His career statistics are undeniably worthy. He was a once-in-a-generation talent. Supporters argue that his performance during the series proves his heart was in the fix, and that a lifetime ban was too severe. They believe it's time to forgive and recognize his incredible achievements. However, the official stance of Major League Baseball has never wavered. The ban remains in place, a permanent reminder that compromising the integrity of the game carries the ultimate price. The story of the Black Sox is more than just a sports scandal. It's a complex drama about human weakness, the clash between money and morality, and the enduring quest to protect the soul of the game. What do you think? Was the lifetime ban on Shoeless Joe Jackson and Buck Weaver fair? Let me know your thoughts in the comments below. Thanks for watching, and if you enjoyed this deep dive into sports history, make sure to like, subscribe, and hit that notification bell for more stories like this. See you next time.